How many of you heard the story of Elon Musk? Twitter was failing. They said their returns was below standard. They were contemplating on what to do. The man came. He didn't negotiate. I give you $44 billion. I'm not adding anything. I'm not taking anything. The people couldn't sleep anymore. They came and met him to sell it. If the guy talks about a crypto coin, it becomes viral. So sometimes the way he has fun is to talk about things. They told me a story last year. He bought a dog. And because he called the dog Shiba, a coin called Shiba suddenly skyrocketed. He wasn't even talking about coin. He just called his dog Shiba. The moment he said Shiba, people went and started researching, what is Shiba? What is Shiba? Immediately, in 24 hours, hundreds of thousands of people began to buy a coin. Just because somebody didn't even mention it, but he called the name. It went viral. You think they are ordinary people? There is something they carry. When they come into a room, they take over that room. When you are gathered and they show up, they dominate everybody. And you are wondering, what kind of people are these? When they talk, people become scared because of the presence they carry. Every believer ought to carry a measure of that presence. When you walk into a room, you cannot not be noticed. When you speak, it cannot just be ordinary words. Everything you do will catch the attention of men because there is a presence you carry. That presence you carry is what amplifies you. That's what puts an impression in the heart of men that this guy is not ordinary. Tell somebody, I refuse to be ordinary. I refuse to be ordinary. I'm sharing this thing so that when you go to pray, you know what to focus on. Before now, when I teach on prayer, I ascend so high that when I'm talking, people can't see, but they are not learning anything. Somebody came and told, I think it was Pastor Victor, how can he speak in tongues like Apostle Mike? What has my kind of tongue got to do? Is that the focus? And then if you are speaking in tongues and you are walking like this, every other young person begins to speak in tongues and walk like that. When you are speaking in tongues and you are doing like this, they begin to speak in tongues and do like, and they are not commanding result because they don't know what to focus on. That thing that person is doing is the posture he has attained in the spirit. You press until you find yours. And when you find yours, it will not be about the posture. It will be the fact that the presence have come. As I'm talking now, if I want to switch into the healing atmosphere, it won't take me 5 minutes. I know what to touch, and we will switch the service to healing. If I want to switch to impartation, I know what to touch. I've interacted with these things. That's how the Christian life ought to be. You are going out for your job. You go to the altar. You have known the presence of God. You know what to do to enter favor. And when you enter favor, even in that corridor of favor, they will tell you what to wear. They will tell you how to walk into the meeting, when to walk into the meeting, what to say. And as you enter, you just arrest everybody. And they are wondering, is it charm? It's superior to charm. It's the atmosphere of God's glory. When you pray, search for God's voice. When you pray, be sensitive to God's presence. Those are the things that Zion is seeking to bet. It's not a posture. It's not a kind of tongue. Because you can pray a particular kind of tongue and be defeated in life. You can assume a particular kind of posture and be defeated in life. But it is impossible to access God's voice and be defeated. It's impossible to carry God's presence and be defeated. When we pray, these are the things we seek. The voice of God reprograms our destiny for glory. The presence of God re-engineers us to become like God and to affect our world like God would.